Having that first book published changed everything for me. By the time a publisher said yes to me, I had several stories that I had written after that first book. And, once I felt that there was a demand for my work out there, it made me have to kind of be more disciplined and start to schedule stuff. So, it took my writing from something that had been a hobby to something that had the possibility of, being a part of my life forever. I believe the hardest part of self publishing is what you have to do after that book is out there. You need to go into it with a plan. And it can be difficult because if you don't have the budget for it, you have to kind of pick and choose where you spend your money. And it's not easy if you haven't published a book before, if you haven't been making money. So, just knowing how and where to spend your money can be a little challenging. Best money I've ever spent in terms of marketing and promotion is with BookBub. BookBub, they have like hundreds of thousands of readers in various categories. And I've been fortunate to have, I believe it was like 2 times that one of my books was selected for one of their featured deals. And I managed to make the money back that I had spent and had, a good amount of downloads. They also have not featured ads, but other ads that you can do. And I find that that works as well. It hasn't worked as well for me as the featured ads, but yes, that has also been, a good way to get readers' eyes on my books as well. I'd recommend that writers never ever skip editing. Having a proper editor, not somebody who likes your work, not somebody who just reads for the pleasure of it, but you need a proper editor because putting your work out there, that work is the first thing that a reader will pick up. And you don't want to have a book that's riddled with errors because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. If your name is going to be on something out there, it's really, really important that it is good work, it is clean work, and that, people don't wonder if it was hurriedly thrown together. So, my recommendation is that you never ever put a book out there without it being properly edited. One of the things about self-publishing is that I find that you sometimes have to be a jack of all trades. So over the years, I've learned a lot of things, how to format in different ways using different platforms. So you have to be flexible. I don't have a lot of audiobooks out there as yet. Still working on that. But I find that, yes, the more formats you have out there in terms of your book, the better it is for you because you will reach a wider audience. There are people who travel long distances for work and they prefer to listen to audiobooks. And then there are people who prefer print. And, of course, you have the other ones who prefer the ebooks. So, as far as it is within your power, it's good to have your books in as many formats as you can manage. It's not cheap to produce books. There is the editing, there is paying for a cover, there is, the marketing budget that, we may not have, especially if we're just starting out. So those are some of the hindrances to people getting their work out in the world. But my recommendation would be to just start small. use the persons that, are within your circle. You can barter services so that it's not as onerous. But in my mind, the expense of it would be one of the things that would be a hindrance to, persons who want to self-publish their book. I write in a range of genres. I write a lot of romance. I write women's fiction, romantic suspense. I write young adult books. I write inspirational fiction. I also write nonfiction. My latest series is one I got back the rights to from a publisher, and that spans women's fiction into romantic suspense. So I am kind of all over the place as it pertains to what I write. Currently, I have a book that's out within an anthology, and I'm going to be re-releasing that book in May when it comes out of the anthology. I also have something coming in December with a publisher, Black Odyssey Media, and that book will be out in November of this year. And that's a whole different genre for me. It's a thriller, very, very interesting book. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You can find me on the internet. I am JL Campbell everywhere, and my website is at www.joylcampbell.com. Thank you so much for having me.